Hello and welcome to a very special guest. Welcome to a very special episode of On the Fast Lane. I am your host Brady Hauser, and today on the show we have NASCAR Truck Series driver Jesse Iwuji. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
What have you been doing during this pandemic to stay healthy and race ready?
Yeah, so for me, during this pandemic, the biggest thing is really just kind of keeping your mind ready to get back on the track, right? So there's all different kind of things you can do as a driver. One, you can continue to get some sort of seat time. Yeah, the tracks haven't been open, but we have simulator racing that we can be doing. So, during this whole time, I've been on iRacing a lot. I've always been on iRacing, whether it was pandemic or not. I've been on iRacing, training every single week since 2015. So last 5 years I've been doing that, and just to kind of keep my skills up and all that stuff. So I've been on iRacing a lot, training on there. I've been doing some of the races that we've been doing each weekend. That's been streaming on enascar.com. And then, we just did Talladega last weekend. I ran the Bristol one a couple weeks ago. It's been pretty fun doing that and training. And then, also just working on trying to figure out any other potential partnerships and things like that we could do with, different brands, teams, things like that. So I was working on different deals, during this time.
Cool. So, if racetracks were to open soon, how would you feel if they had no fans in the stands?
Yeah, it would suck to not have any fans in the stands. It's cool. It's always cool, playing your sport in front of fans. That's why we do what we do. We love the energy. We love the environment. It's really, really cool. If we just wanted to only just play the game and that's it, then we just, go find some little track and all go race together and that's about it. But so it does suck not having the fans, but I definitely understand why they're doing it because, we got to keep people safe. I don't think it's a great idea to bring a lot of people close to each other just right now because, the whole COVID-19 thing, it's not like an on and off switch. It's not like, okay, on this very day right here, boom, it ends. No, like it can still spread and we're still trying to figure out cures and stuff like that and vaccines. So until we got that stuff out, we got to be just kind of safe and, just slowly bring people back together.
Yeah. I figured it would be, for a NASCAR driver, it's probably a lot different because with no fans, you guys are probably... You're still gonna get the support that you guys usually do it anyways, but it's definitely gonna be different for a lot of sports events and all that, for like not getting to watch it on TV and just seeing nobody there, and that's definitely gonna be different to see as a fans aspect, for sure. I'm sure for you guys it's gonna be really wicked different because, like you said, it's crazy what's going on. So how do you feel about the schedule changes because of all the postponements and all that with NASCAR?
Yeah, the schedule is definitely going to get shaken up a little bit. Races are going to get moved around, and I believe they're still going to try to run all 36 races. So it's going to be a little interesting how they do it. And it's tough, too. It's going to be tough on the teams because, there's a lot of sponsorship obligations. And for the teams that did not have, let's say, sponsorship sold for the whole year and are still looking for stuff, it's going to be tough because, who knows? There might be weeks where there's, 2 races in a week or something. And how do you get the sponsorship sold for both those races within that time? Sometimes you need more time. So it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. NASCAR is going to do everything they can to try to not have it be such a hard hit on some of these teams. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be tough. So there's a lot of different moving parts. There's TV contracts. There's contracts with the tracks. There's all this stuff that's happening. And, at the end of the day, it's somebody's going to, get the short end of the stick somehow, some way. And maybe it's not one person each time, but in different parts of the year, someone's going to get the short end of the stick. And it's just how it is. And, you just got to adapt and overcome. So it's not going to be easy on anyone, but, everyone's going to work together, I think, to try to just make it, go as smooth as they can with what we're given. We're all given different cards. Let's play the cards that we're given.
Yeah. How did your racing career start?
For me, my racing career started a lot different than other drivers. Most drivers, I race against, they started racing when they were young, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years old, whatever, racing go-karts and then moved into legends and then late models and then so on. For me, I didn't start racing until I was 27. So, I had a very late start just because racing wasn't my thing throughout my life. Like football was my thing. So I played football in high school, got recruited to play football in college, played football in college 4 years, graduated, became an officer in the Navy, and been in the Navy since. And I started developing my passion for racing while in the Navy. And that's what led me towards wanting to be a professional driver.
Mhm.
So basically, I had to figure out a way to find extra money and find the extra time to be able to go race. So I actually started a small business on the side in 2015 to make extra money so that I could get myself into a late model.
Mhm.
And then I got iRacing and a simulator put in my room so I could, train at home so I could learn how to drive a race car. And then, jumped in the real race car, spring of 2015. And from there, it was just a grind to keep on finding the money, finding the time, finding the teams to be able to race with, for the last 5 years. And we've been able to at least advance up to the truck series level now. And the goal is to eventually advance up to the cup series.
Wow, that's a pretty cool story. Um, you guys. So you have a completely different. I haven't. I heard a lot of different stories with the race car drivers I've had on. That's by far one of the best I've heard. Um,
Yeah, it's different. It's
yeah, definitely.
my story is the one. I'm like the average Joe. I'm the average Joe who decided to get up one day and become a race car driver. That's literally what it was. So most of the other drivers, they kind of, their path was pretty much paid for them their whole
Yeah.
life. And a lot of other drivers come from wealthy families. So mom and dad can buy them race cars and pay for
Yeah.
everything and all that stuff. I didn't have that. Like I didn't have parents that could go pay for anything for me when it came to racing. So
Mhm.
I had to find every last dollar to get into a race car. I had to go find all that stuff, and then eventually, as time went on, got smarter with it, was able to find an agent, maybe about my third year in, I was able to find an agent who could help me find sponsorship
Mhm.
too. That helped a lot, but that with my small business, I also had, putting it all together. That's what allowed me to be able to race. So,
Mhm.
that's why I tell people it's not impossible. It's just how hard are you willing to work and how creative are you willing to get.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, what's the best part for you, like as a race car driver? What is the best part, and all in general, like everything? What's the best part about it?
The best part to me is, just the impact you're able to have on fans, people
Mhm.
who are, positive supporters who really support the sport, support the drivers, and just love watching racing and NASCAR, how you can positively affect their lives and have a positive impact on them, whether they're old, middle aged, kids, you name it. That's my favorite part right there,
Yeah.
getting to see the smiles on their faces when you do things for them and spend some time with them and all that stuff. That's really cool. So that's my favorite part really of racing right there. Because I mean, racing's racing. At the end of the day, we all get on the track. We all get our adrenaline rush in. I mean, that's fun. But that's always going to be there. But it's not always. You don't always have the opportunity to really make someone's day. Sometimes you have that one chance, like that one instance where you run into them at the track, and that's your chance right there to make
Mhm.
someone's day. So when you take advantage of all those opportunities, it's great.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, I can relate to that myself. Like right now, this is like one of the coolest things I've done. Talking to NASCAR drivers, I wouldn't. So like how I started was like just a couple of weeks ago, because of all this that's going on. I figured, well, I gotta do something. I'm gonna be sitting at the house bored, so I'm like, I gotta figure something to do. And then I talked to my mom and got all that together, and then I talked to Landon Castle, and I ended up getting him on the show, and then it skyrocketed, and now I have you on, and then eventually we're gonna have. Hopefully, I'll get to see you guys at the racetrack and all that stuff, and it'll be a lot like it'll make things a lot easier for me, but it'll also be a lot cooler to like meet you guys in person after talking to you on the phone. So I'm actually pretty excited for that. Um,
Yeah, man.
what is the best part of driving for the Rayoum brothers?
Yeah, so it's a great team. I like driving with them because they're a small team, right? And with that, we don't have the biggest budget in the world, but everybody who works on that team, who runs with that team, they're all really really hard workers, and they put in a lot of effort every single week to get the trucks ready and all that stuff. And everyone's just good positive people. When you come there, you don't feel like there's a whole bunch of pressure or stress or this and that. It's everyone's like real cool, real easy, and everyone just comes there to have a good time, work hard, and hopefully we can get some results out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we don't have a huge budget. We're not like Columbus Motorsports or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that level of funding or equipment, but everyone does put a good, hard, honest work effort into it, and we're able to go out there and run and finish where we can. So we last season, I mean, we had a bunch of good finishes between the whole team with everyone. I mean, Josh himself, I think, finished like
Second in
top,
Daytona.
yeah, somewhere he was somewhere up there
Yeah.
at Daytona, yeah. And then my best finish last year was like 17th at Texas, and we had some other people, have some top 15s, and had somebody had a top 5 at Eldora. So yeah, I mean, we can get good finishes, some places if we just, with our just good strong effort, and at the end of the day, that's all you can do is just give a really good strong effort.
Yeah. So yeah, on that topic, out of all the tracks you guys race to, which one has to be your favorite and why?
Tracks we race at, my favorite. I really like Bristol. I think Bristol is like a really cool place to race. But I really love Sonoma. Sonoma is really fun. I mean, just all the elevation changes and the road course racing, and once you get in a rhythm, I mean, it's really fun. We don't race trucks there, but when I ran K&N series, we ran there. I ran there like 3 times or so. So a really fun place to go run. Looking forward to eventually getting back there and running.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sonoma's one of the top tracks out there. It's a tough one for like an iRacing thing and all that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a tough track. Have you ever raced dirt cars or like dirt on dirt?
Yeah, I have raced dirt. I raced one dwarf race. I've raced a lot of outlaw karts races, and I've driven a modified on dirt once. I didn't race it; I was just testing it. And I tested a 360 non-wing sprint probably about 2 or 3 times now. So I've driven a lot on dirt. But yeah, I raced a lot of outlaw karts on dirt, which are basically a little mini sprint car, go-kart type thing that has 100 horsepower. So they're really fun.
What goes through your mind when you are spinning out and going to potentially crash, such as when you wrecked at Las Vegas last year? What goes through your mind?
In my mind, I'm just trying to think of how I can minimize the hit on the wall, or see if I can completely avoid it. That's what's going on in my mind. I mean, that's like when that was happening, I was trying to see if I could find some way to get it like full on lock with the wheel and just try to get that thing to spin out the other way. And it didn't happen. And, by the time I realized it wasn't going to happen, I was already pretty much heading right into the wall. So,
we're just glad. I'm glad that you, because I was watching that live. I was just glad when I watched it. I was just glad that your car ended up going back out and back out into the grass and not like keep heading towards the end of pit row where all the other people were, because that would have been a lot.
Yeah.
So I was watching that. And I was like, holy crap! What just happened? It was definitely a scary one.
Yeah, it was.
What is your best racing memory?
Best racing memory. Probably was when we finished P17 at Texas, because my whole family was there. That was the first time they all got to come out to a race to watch it. Usually they just watch it from TV because I'm all over the country. But to be able to race in Texas next to my home, I mean, the track is like 20 minutes from where we lived. That was really cool to have them come out, be there, and finish P17. And, it was a really fun time. So it was probably one of my better racing memories.
Cool. So you grew up in Texas, where you were 20 minutes on the track. So did you go to the races at Texas every time they were in town?
I had never went prior to that because like I said earlier, like racing wasn't my thing prior to 2010. 2010 was when I finally started really getting into cars and learning about racing and stuff. But like I wasn't into racing prior to that. So when I was a kid in Texas, like I never thought about going to the racetrack, nothing. I mean, it wasn't a thought on my mind. I mean, I would watch NASCAR here and there on TV here and there, but not often. Just here, if nothing else was on TV, I'd turn it on. But I never went to the track.
Nice. Cool. So that's you are like a story that you like just got into racing like recently, which is pretty cool to get right
5
into
years ago.
Professional. That's awesome. Do you have a nickname?
Back when I was in college, people would call me Jay Woo, because like my first name's Jesse, last name's Iwuji, so they just took the two, put it together, like, oh, Jay Woo. That was my nickname.
So is that like your nickname still, or do you still have do you have any racing nicknames?
In a way, people from college still call me that here and there, but no one else.
All right, that's cool. What other hobbies do you enjoy besides racing?
Other hobbies, so I like snowboarding. So, I live in Southern California now, and I get to go up to Big Bear Mountain and some of the other mountains over here and snowboard during the winter, which is really fun. I'm into racing, but I'm also into street cars too. So, I have a 1991 Nissan GTR,
Mm-hmm.
R32. I
Yeah.
have a Corvette Z06 and an Audi S5. So, all of them are supercharged or turbocharged vehicles and really fun. So I'm really into driving those and going on cruises with some friends and going through the canyons and stuff and going to car meets and stuff like that. So I'm really big into cars. Cars are that's my biggest hobby, and snowboarding when I can.
What would you be doing if you were not a professional race car driver?
If I was not, I would be still doing car stuff. I would still be doing car stuff. I'd still be hanging out with car people, going to car meets. I'd be doing track days and stuff like that with my cars at different tracks. I'd be going and drag racing at the drag strip, and I'd be doing everything car related, which I still do now. So I do that now with my racing, and if I wasn't racing, I'd be still doing that. So, yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah. So, what if you could race against any driver, past or present? Who would it be and why?
Any driver, past or present, I would say I would love to race against Wendell Scott. I would love to race against Ayrton Senna. I would love to race against Fangio. I can't say his name. F1 champion from back in the day, back in the 50s and stuff. Love to race against him. Love to race against Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr.
So, what do you think of all the iRacing that's going on right now? Are you enjoying having the time to kind of practice and all that stuff? I mean, it's not probably what you're most excited. You're probably wanting to get back on the track, but are you at least enjoying that you get the fact that you're still racing at least on something to keep your mind off everything that's going on?
Yeah, iRacing has been great. I mean, I use iRacing every day, whether it was quarantine or not. I use iRacing every single day. I would say I usually get in about 10 to 15 hours worth of iRacing a week. Just I'm on there all the time, between all my business stuff and everything, I'll find, a couple hours each day to knock it out. So I'm on there all the time. So for me, it's no different. Nothing's changed. I was doing it already. I'm just now, I would say I'm putting in probably a little bit more time now on training for the tracks. But, besides that, yeah, it's the same. So I love it. I think it's great. It's new to some people because they weren't using it that much before. But, for me, nothing's changed. I'm still doing the same thing I was doing before.
And you're running the Pro Invitation. Are you doing you're running the Pro Invitational races, right? As well?
Yeah, the ones for the Saturday ones for all the Xfinity truck guys. Yeah. So I believe we've had, 3 or so. We had Bristol. We had Richmond, we had Talladega. I think those 3 tracks so far. I can't remember if we had another one or not, but I made 2 races so far. One of them I didn't make. I didn't make the Richmond one. I got beat out by Michael McDowell, so that sucked.
Well, I watched Saturday night's race, and that was just chaos, pretty much. Yeah. When I was watching that, all the guys just flipping everywhere. It was like, whoa. Yeah. Are you friends with any drivers in your series, truck series, and Stuart Friesen, any of them guys?
I'm friends with some of the guys. I don't live in North Carolina. I live in California, so I don't get to hang out with all these people and see them all the time and all that stuff. So, I'm friends with some of them, but not everyone, because I didn't really. A lot of these people grew up racing with each other, whereas they were, whether it's North Carolina or wherever, they kind of grew up racing with each other for a while. So for me, I didn't grow up racing with any of these guys. I just I just got into this thing, so I'm the new guy.
Yeah, because where I'm from, Stuart Friesen, he races with you guys in your series. He's big, well known here, because he only live from where I live. He lives 15 minutes the other way, so it's pretty cool to have a local driver like that. That's just like you getting getting the shot to race NASCAR, because a lot of people look up to them guys that race NASCAR that will still come to their local tracks every Friday and Saturday night that they kind of race. And it's pretty cool that we have drivers like that are in this in the upstate area where we're from. It's pretty cool. It's honestly really awesome. So yeah, I like that. Yeah. Well, that's really all I really had. But thank you, Jesse, for being on the show. I really appreciate it, and also thank you for your service when you served in the military. I appreciate it.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Yep. You too. Oh, and good luck this week, by the way. This weekend.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.